coming to power of Samuel Doe. People can trace it back to the United States of America. We can judge the pros and cons. Of course, Charles Taylor going to Liberia and came from here. We can judge again the pros and cons. Somebody told me, they said, look, this is the room where it started. They showed me a picture of His Excellency, the Ambassador George Weah, and a few of them. They said they were in one room. They said it started from here. My dear brothers and sisters, this is our time to take back something to Liberia. And thank God, family of Eula, they have been working on this. And today, they took back something to Liberia that me and you can be citizens both of Liberia and here. I read from St. John chapter 11, and I talk about that passage that says, take away the stone. Jesus was about to do a wonderful divine act. And just before he did that, he instructed the people, take away the stone. As we think about the thing that is going to happen to Liberia, there is a challenge for all of us. What is stopping our development? What is stopping our progress? What is stopping us? There is a stone. I don't know what it is, but there is truly something. And we must be challenged to take it away. Today, we have started a wonderful thing. And I pray that this progress that we have begun, we can enjoy it. The Lord be with you. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you. We thank you for this wonderful occasion. A time that we can celebrate some milestones, some great achievement, that we here can go back home knowing that we will be accepted and have a full right to play a role. We thank you for Liberia. We thank you for the government. We thank you for all the institutions. And we thank you for Eula, for the leadership, and for all that we plan to do. We pray that you will bless this occasion, bless this celebration, and bless us. This is our prayer in Jesus' name.
Amen. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Please put your hands together for Reverend Williams Y. Boyer. What a powerful prayer. Is my co-host last night? Oh, there she is. Beautiful lady, please. Ladies and gentlemen, at this junction, I would like to call on Mr. Henry. Mr. Henry, my own self, Papi, to lead us into the Liberian national anthem. Please put your hands together for Mr. Henry Moore, please.
Thank you, sir.
That's good. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm doing the American anthem and the Liberian anthem as an occasion falls within that. So let me gather myself together because I'm going to try to put a little bit of funk, a little bit of spice into it. I'm not just going to do it dry. Oh, oh, say, can't you see by the dawn's early light was so proudly we hailed as the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fire, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming. In the rocket's red light, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our slave was still there. Oh, save us that star-spangled banner yet wave over land and all the free, and the home of the home of the brave.
Ladies and gentlemen, you may... Oh, and then go again. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen, please. So you gotta do American Liberian.
All hail, Liberia, hail, all hail, this glorious land of liberty shall long be ours. Though New Orleans greatly offend and mighty apart, though New Orleans greatly offend and mighty apart. And my baby apart, and my baby apart. That's one group. It's joy and gladness with us united, we shout the freedom of our race united. Long live Liberia, happy land, the home of glorious liberty by God's command. A home of glorious liberty by God's command. Actually, it's a home not of people united, but united. United. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right.
Thank you all. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir, boss.
Ladies and gentlemen, Thomas Fossman. At this junction, I would like to welcome Dr. Very Saltboy. for our welcome remarks. So please put your hands together for Dr. Barry Tugboat for our welcome remarks, please.
Well, good evening, everyone. Oh, come on. You're sitting in such a beautiful room and you can't just have all this energy. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Now, that's better. Well, welcome to the city of brotherly love and very, very much of sisterly affection. It's been 12 years and we've come to this point. I won't say it's been a fight. It's been a rough and rugged road. And as I always say to him, the godfather of dual citizenship, my dear friend and brother Eminem Wetty, he did it. But not only did Wetty do it, the people in Liberia finally came to the point where they understood that we are one, we are Liberians, and we'll always be Liberians. And once a Liberian, always a Liberian. I want to personally thank Acolyte, all those partners. Many years have passed when they traveled back and forth to Liberia fighting for you, Liberians here in the diaspora. Because what we did when we took on citizenship of another country, we did not do it for ourselves. We did it for our people in Liberia. And it sometimes hurt so deeply when we went home and it was just that us against them. When they treated us so badly and they always said to us, you left us behind. But we never forgot them. We never did. Because we sent a lot of money. The best kept secret. We sent millions every year. We never forgot them. So this is the reason we come and we celebrate. And I understand a lot of you are not happy with all the restrictions that you call restrictions on this bill and the law that has been passed. But think about it though. Would you rather have nothing and not be a Liberian anymore, or to have something and be a Liberian for the rest of your life? And your children and your children's children will always be Liberian. So we're very grateful. And this is why we celebrate. I want to welcome you to the city of Philadelphia and our dear president, Madam Sioni Kofa, sitting there all beautiful. We've been working very hard to make you have a wonderful time, and we hope that you have a wonderful evening tonight. Have a great time, enjoy this celebration, and then make sure you're very, very grateful and very thankful to those partners that fought for you for the past 12 years to make this day happen. Welcome to Philadelphia. Thank you.
Wow. I see one side of the room clapping, or else I ain't clapping. Jesus Christ. Please give her one applause, please. Thank you. Please, clap. Your hand in that people. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I was informed we are two that's supposed to be hosting this program, this great program today. Please allow me to introduce Mr. Arthur Weir to also introduce my dynamic MC, my co-host as well, please.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I'm pleased to welcome Professor Dr. Wemo Mashinini Ray, MC, one of the MCs for this particular program, Madam Ray.
Good evening, everyone. And Les the Doctor. Yes, this is a celebration, and there are many things in this process. It's been a process that we are here to celebrate. There are things, as she said, some people did not like, myself included, in the final bill, but we are happy that something has gone through. And I'm not going to say much more. Let's let the program continue. Arthur Doe actually is from the Maryland Liberian Community Association, which I'm president of. And he is part of this organization that did a lot also for the dual citizenship bill. Well, not the bill per se, but the entire part. They were part of the push, the advocacy for dual citizenship as a legal instrument that is part of the Liberian law and in the structure of our legal system. And Arthur is going to say something about the group called the Liberian. He is going to say something about. It's an interesting name, and I'm sure he will explain more about it. Once a Liberian, Arthur.
Thank you, Professor Ryan. I confer, as your chief of staff, I confer that degree on your doctorate degree. Yes, because of the kind of role you play. But anyway, I don't want to bore you, but you have the program in your hands. And I'm happy to be here today to celebrate dual citizenship. Many people asked, why the celebration? I said, because I have 2 passports now. I get the Liberian passport and I get a U.S. passport. Isn't that wonderful, people? So tonight, all the way, we're going to say ALCOD, A-L-C-O-D, means All Liberian Conference on Dual Citizenship. We are victorious. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this entire law that we are enjoying now started in 2005, when there was a growing concern about our status. Those who held citizenship of the United States of America and other countries, not only the U.S. You know, we were talking this small, the Liberian people say, small, we were discussing it. And it became the conversation, which actually started in 2012. Again, it was in Maryland, really closer to the capital city, where our folks came from all over the globe. Liberians, the EFLA, Federation of Liberian Association, we have FLACE, we have Colosa, the Concerned Liberian within the Americas. Of course, my organization, as I serve as 2-term Secretary General, the Union of Liberian Associations in Americas, ULA, took the bull by the horn, and of course, decided to one former president of ULA, the guy who loved to push things,
He is no other person than I call eminent Emmanuel Wetty. Put your hands together for him in the meantime. But this thing here started when Emmanuel Wetty was vice president of Arthur Watson. I think he should be in the house, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, there he is. So they started the conversation. But I mean, it was not being pushed to the extent. Probably Wetty were waiting for him to take over from Watson. When Wetty got into the position as president of EULA, he was looking for a retirement thing to do. So he said, look, there's all Liberian conference here. I think I can be the president. We'll say, look, we'll lobby for you, and you're going to be the president for the All Liberian Conference on Dual Citizenship. We had John Lloyd from the Concerned Citizen of Liberia, who is also in the House. He was also in Maryland. And the entire process began to unfold. The push for dual citizenship was no turning back. We got the hands of Liberians across the United States, Europe, Asia, Australia, etc., etc. But most especially when Elizabeth Davis Russell went for confirmation hearing, and she was nominated to be president of the Tottenham University. When she got to the confirmation hearing, our own brethren in the national legislature asked her whether she held any other citizenship. She said, yes, I hold a U.S. citizenship. They just dropped the confirmation. They didn't go forward. That intensified our advocacy. Wetty's got mad. You can't do this. You can't do this, you know. Because Wetty, he was using your family money from one state to another state, to another state, to another. Man, it was very, very interesting. Today, when Labour came to power, people say, oh, but 12 years, Mana Johnson Sally was there, she didn't do this. So when Dr. George Weah came to power, he said, look, this dual citizenship thing, I must say I want to enjoy it. My family is here, we want to enjoy it too. So he did not hesitate. When there was the battle between how this particular bill, but some of us were against it. Because even the first one, the original one, sweeper, you cannot even, Liberians who are well educated in this country, you cannot even get a sweeping job in the government in the first bill. But we were just running. Later on, we decided to get the minds, the legal minds, in our dear Councillor Archibald Bernard, who just walked in. But he will tell his story. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are here to celebrate, and I just want you guys to give it up for us, our fight for dual citizenship. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Arthur. Yes, so we are on. Welcome into the house, Archie Bernard, Councillor Archie Bernard. I'm fine, thank you. And we go into some performing artistry here. Let's invite Say Teti to give us something very dynamic and interesting.
Thank you. My name is Buanu. You know, I am very blessed because, you know, BWI I am the manager and the husband of ZTT. I want to introduce her. That's the reason why I'm here. Okay? All right. Emmanuel was here and I graduated from here.
Let me get. I thought let me get a pen here.
Have always been on the van.
I'll just pull it away.
He was the president of our class. And I'm happy to have Pampana Singbe here, Dr. Pampana Singbe. So I want to say, not only that I'm here as the manager for ZTT, but as a proud man that's standing here, whose classmate brought this kind of blessing to the Liberian people. Thank you so much. Now, Zay is going to do for you 2 items. And she's going to do them in the Dan language from Niba County. The first song is DJ is song number 1 is item number 1. It's called Blika. Blika means guinea fowl. I think we all know the animal called guinea fowl, right? And there are people in our midst that are colorful. They start something, they don't end. But some people start and they end it. And then the second item is going to be called Digbe. Digbe was a tribute that they paid to the people who died in Liberia during the Civil War. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud to present Lady ZTT. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Yes, I'm very happy to be here. I just want to say thank you to the organizer of this program and thank you for inviting me. Thank you so much. Yeah. DJ.
Come on, let us go to the house.
Light.
Yeah,
Yeah, he. Thank you.
Manager, you won't get a microphone.
Manager and president. Okay, so now we'll have. Thank you. Now we'll have the youth speaker, Anthony Allison Jr. So please let's welcome the youth speaker, Mr. Allison.
Good afternoon, everybody. I just want to say a big thank you to the president, Ms. Siani Kofa, and Mr. Sandra Johnson for inviting me here. I think it's great to be a part of this history. You know, when they was talking about the dual citizenship, I don't think that only the older folks should be the one to be excited about this whole situation. I think you guys should be excited for the youth as well, because if you look at the future of Africa, you look at the future of Liberia, the youth has a lot of part to play in that moving forward. And if you can look at some research, some of the people we have on Wall Street, some of the smartest doctors we have in the world, and some of the smartest lawyers we have in the world, they are all Africans. But you know one thing? Those individuals do not work in Africa. Why is that? Because I don't think that our African economy opened up to those youth when they was younger in the early stage of their career. And I think this time is now for us to open up to the youth, for us to pay attention to the youth who is coming up. We can't let the youth talent continue to only support America. We have to pay attention to our youth now and encourage them to go back home to our country, Liberia, to do something too. You know, we have doctors growing up right now in America. We have lawyers, we have contractors, a lot of people who are doing trade schools, building stuff with their hands. They are very, very talented youth that we got coming up now that we have to pay attention to. And the dual citizenship, everybody is excited for it as well. So I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be a part of this program, because I think it's very, very important that we as the youth listen to you guys, the older folks. You guys too have to listen to us. And I believe that when we listen to each other, we can only make the world better, because if I listen to y'all, I will know how to go talk to my people. I will know how to move around them. If you guys listen to us, you guys will learn how to deal with you for the better future of tomorrow. So I think that we have to respect that. And yeah, being around also, I'm a soccer player. I play professionally, and with an organization called Philadelphia Lone Star in Philadelphia. And we have been developing youth for a lot of years. And I know some of you guys watched Liberian national team yesterday. Two of our players, even though they didn't play yesterday, but people that we have developed, Liberia have called them to play for Liberia. So these are some of the things I'm talking about. So with that being said, I don't want to stay up there for long. Time for everybody. It's an exciting time for the entire generation, for our economy to move forward, for us to not cripple our health system, for us to not cripple our education system, of everything. We have to empower the youth. Okay, so this is a celebration for everybody. We have to keep the youth on board. We have to pay attention to them, to tell them that this dual citizenship is for everybody. Because in the long run, in the future, we want our children going back home to help our country, Liberia. Thank you.
The youth representative has spoken. Thank you, Mr. Allison Jr. And what he said rings very loudly across this entire community, the larger community. We all have children. We all want to introduce our children to Liberia and not have them stay here and don't know anything about their roots. So thank you so much, and thank you for the work. Liberia, what do you call it? The Lone Star in Philly. Thank you for the work you're doing. And dinner is served. We'll start with the head table. You can go first. We'll start with the head table. Madam President, sit on the profile. Our special guest, Councillor Archibald Bernard, Mr. John Lloyd. I'm sorry, I don't know everybody on the table. Can you all stand up and head to the dinner table? Are you? Oh, you're being served. Okay. Let me double check. The head table will be served, and so we'll go to table number 1. Table number 1. Where's table number 1? This is table number 1. Please go and that's my table. Table number 2 can also join, and that would be table number 1 and table number 2 can be served. While we are getting our food, there are a few people in the audience that need to be recognized. State Representative Carol Kazem, I want to welcome you. We also want to recognize Congresswoman Jane Blackwell. So we welcome Congresswoman Jane Blackwell. And we also want to welcome eminent Arthur Arthur Watson, he's at the head table, welcome. And Mr. Stanley Strutter. Stanley Strutter is the chair of the African Caribbean Commission here in Philadelphia. How are you again? How are you? The former board chair, George Tito. You're most welcome, Mr. Tito. The Africa Bureau of the U.S. Department of State. Eric Watnick, he's being introduced by Mr. Jabate. Ms. Nicole Peacock is also with the Department of State. Senora Brandon is chair for Africa Board. Welcome, Ms. Brandon. And with that, we hope you have a very nice dinner. And after...
clubs, 501c NGOs, and school alumni. Many Liberians are trying to open their own 501c NGOs, home care agencies, and social clubs. Does your organization have a professional website? Does your web platform have the right wording and content to attract grants? Hopefully you're not running your organization only through social media. There's a more professional route. You need an online space where you can craft a positive message about your organization, making your home health agency more credible, which will increase your chances to receive grants. We'll build you a responsive platform for 501c organizations, healthcare agencies, and other types of organizations. We'll provide you with full website maintenance, membership sign-in, private charts, Facebook and WhatsApp integration, live video feed for all your meetings and special occasions, a dashboard for members to see all the activities, and email and text auto reminders for meetings. We'll build with donors and 501c in mind, and will help you solicit grants and automatic membership due collections. Building you this amazing platform will only be a membership fee of $19 a month. Call or email us now. Let's upgrade your website. Home health agencies and small businesses, you owe it to your company to project the best image possible, and we can make it happen. Visit www.tiamit.com or call 215-966-8679. Ask for Tommy.
Listen, real quick. Somebody left their phone. Somebody left their phone at the front desk, please. I believe it's a Metro. It says Metro PC. So if you got a Metro, the phone will be right here. All right. So if you want your phone, please come to the table booth and go get your. Like Metro PC, please. Oh, you good, right? Eric, Eric. So the ones that have an Eric, they're saying Eric in the house, you better put a little music. Hey, real quick, is Dr. Eric E. in the building? Dr. Eric? Oh, Are you? No, you didn't do anything wrong. I'm sorry. We just want to recognize you, sir. All right. And I have a COO. Is CEO Africa. Are you again? Oh, you're joking. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Dr. Eric Eby, the COO. The COVID state also. All right, please come here 1 minute, please, sir. Thank you. We want you to say something to the people, please. Just for a minute or 30 seconds.
And I am going to be very obedient to the 30 seconds or 1 minute. I greet you, my from Liberia, and all the guests in here today. And all I want to tell you is we are happy, and hope brought you in. I know that what the struggle and the fight to obtain this dual citizenship was not easy. I did follow that for years, but you kept me hopeful, and then you made it. The last thing I want to say is what you achieved. I'm from Cote d'Ivoire, and I am sure that what you achieved in Liberia, because already we are knocking at other doors for other African countries to also recognize dual citizenship for their people abroad. So congratulations again, and thank you.
Thank you very much, Doctor. No, you did well, mon ami. C'est un fait très bien.
Merci beaucoup.
Yeah, that's why it's good to be diversified. Table number 4. Table number 4. One person is already eating, so please stand up and go get your food. Table number 5. This is one of my mentors right here from Philadelphia for the past 20 years. The man used to put some gas in my car when I was in high school. That was a long time ago. Well, table number 5, go eat your food, please. Table number 5. I think all the tables are eating right now, so. DJ, you got your food already? All right. Y'all got your food already? Cool. Can y'all please stand and go get your food, please? What table is this? Table number 9, can you please stand and go get your food, please? Table number 9. I see Tina Soiree on the table. You can get your food, please, sir. Our beautiful lady in blue, the coordinator herself. The one is the ushering, so she want to serve everybody before she eat. Lady in blue, you look very astonishing tonight. And what you say again? I trust you, man. The way you speak is said. Sion. Table number 7. Can you please stand and go get your food, please? Table number 7, please. Do me a favor. All the tables will get the food. We don't want to leave nobody over. When the food finished, don't blame us. Mr. Vovi Kamara is in the building. Mr. Vovi Kamara Tabate. Vovi Tabate. Big boy, Mr. Akala is in the building. All the big coconuts that go through here. You know him, I said, oh, why your best friend Oprah? Oprah coming? I don't want to get $1 million. Oprah Winfrey. One more bridge. Maybe I see Junior Guinness, yeah? When you start drinking Guinness? Alright, DJ, I'm going to stop talking for now. What is the last? Give us some good music, DJ.
Hi, my name is Theophilus Julipan Nelson I. I am the founder and CEO of Lift Africa LLC. Lift Africa started as an employment agency that sought the employment of immigrants coming to the U.S. and finding ways and means to go to start life in this great country. Now we have added airport pickups and drop, car rental, hall rental. As you see, we have a new business location. Started with just a little office part, but today we have a whole complex that we can do a lot of stuff with.
Hello everyone, my name is Geneva Kreitz. I'm the Executive Administrator of Uplift Africa. We have an excellent employment rate at our company. We work with and for you regardless of your situation. If you've ever been in prison, maybe your background isn't great, do not worry. We have a place for you here. We believe in equal opportunity for everyone, especially you. So sign up today and begin earning.
My name is Emmanuel B. Horton, Operational Director for Live Africa. Live Africa is the place to be.
At Fatu's, we know what it's like to feel a little homesick. That's why we work hard to bring you the very best and freshest imported foods and supplies from home. With quality design African cloths, beauty supplies, and tasty African food items, you'll feel right at home. So what are you waiting for? Stop by Fatu's African International Market for all of your household and family needs. See you soon.
Gentlemen, I know you all are enjoying your dinner. I would like to bring you a very brief announcement. As we speak, this program is being live streamed on YouTube and Facebook by the Liberian Radio and Television Network. So do us a favor and follow LRT Live on Facebook and YouTube so you can get a live stream of this program and every other program that is being conducted locally. This is the Liberian Radio Television Network. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the bar is open, please. Now, free drinks. Don't be scared. We're not buying the weather tonight. Free, please. So if you can drink, please, the bar and drink. It's free. I said, can I get a mic up here, please?
Ladies and gentlemen, just in case you missed it, this program is being live streamed on the Liberian Radio Television Network. So do us a favor and follow LRT Live on Facebook and YouTube to get a live coverage of this program. And also to get more information on the Liberian Radio Television Network. You can stop by or put together a park. For now, visit www.lrtn.org. And we are live streaming this program on Facebook and YouTube. Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed your dinner. Actually, I have a little story about this, how the dual citizenship or the lack thereof affected my family. Can you imagine? I told my daughter went to Liberia. She was born in Liberia. Her name is Nomkita Machinini. I was married to a South African, C.A.T. Machinini, who was in fact the student leader during the Soweto uprising in South Africa, and he passed. So my daughter went to Liberia. She came out of Liberia with a Liberian diplomatic passport. I was in Sierra Leone, and when she came to the U.S., she had to go back to get a Liberian passport, and she was denied. My daughter was denied citizenship in Liberia because even though I'm Liberian, her father was South African. And that's how messed up that law was. It discriminated against women. Children of Liberian women whose fathers were not Liberian were not entitled to Liberian citizenship by law. Some people got it in some instances, but legally. And so it was not legal to give my daughter Liberian citizenship. And I was just about to get a lawyer to challenge this at the Supreme Court when the bill was passed. So I want to thank Emily Wati. This bill passing affected my family. And we are ready to move on with the program. And before we introduce our guest speaker, I would like to welcome to the stage, to the podium. What's her name? I don't have any. Where is it? Beatrice's mom?
Yeah, Beatrice's mom. I did it red.
Beatrice's mom. Beatrice's mom, we would like you to please come and introduce our guest speaker, who is the president of the Philadelphia Liberian Community Association. My counterpart, I'm president of the Liberian Association DC Metro, and we want to introduce the president of the association in Philadelphia. Beatrice Ma.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Let me start by saying all protocols observed, because I don't want to be fined if I go through the bureaucracy of protocol. Having said that, we'd like to welcome all of you here to Pennsylvania. Our first senior president, Madam Sayani, Kofa Commandant, broke the glass ceiling when she won in a landslide victory. And today, she's part of history. When we took over, we said we would move LAP and ULA to a new transformation. So we are happy today to collaborate with ULA to take this dual citizenship bill that is affecting everybody, including our unborn generation, to that level. We want to welcome all of you, and Madam Commander is a Liberian. She's a down-to-earth person. She loves people. I'm not going to go through reading about her. You have it in the program. Just know who she is. She's a born orator. Madam President, please stand. That's my friend. We were refugees together in Africa, so we speak French. So when you hear us saying bonsoir, Monsieur Dame, it's because we were refugees. We fled, so we have so much in this. We've been there. We saw what it meant to live in another country where they have dual citizenship. As remote as Danane was, they had an effective postal system and telecommunication and good road network, all because of everybody could be an Ivorian, including we who were even refugees. We were not regarded as refugees, we were regarded as sisters and brothers when we went to the Ivory Coast. Hopefully, Kwame may history rest in peace said, no, y'all are not refugees. You're welcome to my country. So today, we can't live in isolation of what the global community is doing. Thanks to everybody who put effort, and Madam President, please, you're part of history. Welcome to the podium. They have your CV. Right now, I'm talking to you as your friend and my president and the woman who broke the glass ceiling. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand. Let's welcome the first female president and the guest speaker for this unique occasion. Thank you. Thank you, Madam Coordinator. I know. Okay. Thank you, and I once again want to welcome everyone to the state of PA. I know you're enjoying your meal and having some coffee, but I have some remarks and very important talk to give you all, so I ask that you please take your seat and listen to what I have to say. Thank you. Honorable Councillor Atibo Bernard, Special Advisor to the President of the Republic of Liberia, Honorable J. Shehu Kamara, President, United Liberian Association, EULA in the Americas, and Honorable Alfred Sear, Chairman of the Board of EULA, all officers of the Liberian Association in the diaspora present here. I also like to recognize Honorable A. Watson and Mrs. Nicole Peacock from the Bureau of the African Affairs, the United States State Department. Honorable Carol Kazan, State Representative of Chester County. Honorable Stanley Strother, Board Chair, the Mayor's Commission on African and Caribbean Affairs. Members and heads of all civil organizations present here, members of the religious community, all members and partners of the United Liberian Association, especially those that consist of the All Liberian Conference on Dual Citizenship, our board, our distinguished honorees, ladies and gentlemen. I will make more remarks as I do not see myself as a guest speaker to speak on issues affecting our generation now and probably for years to come. We are here today to celebrate the dual citizenship of Liberians in the diaspora.
And a while ago, I had an honor to speak at an event of an aspiring candidate for the House of Representatives somewhere for Liberia. And what immediately came to my mind as I spoke on the topic of the importance of diaspora Liberians to the brain drain economy of Liberia was, I said to myself, I wonder if I could be tuned in by all Liberians around the world, especially those in our homeland. But it seems to me sometimes our country has forgotten why most of us migrate from our homeland in the first place. Whether in the 1600s or 1800s or the 21st century, history tells me at the beginning of our movement, it was by force. Then as time passed by, it was by choice. At some crucial time, it was an alternative. In fact, the only alternative, the only surviving option. Then gradually, it became a comfortable, safe, progressive, structural, functional, and a sustainable way of life. My first independent decision as an adult to leave home was made during the civil crisis. I was so afraid of the war, I decided to jump on the famous Bob Challenge, a boat that took several of our people away during the civil crisis, as they were rejected by some of our neighbors, so much so that many of them died from hunger and diseases. I was in a crowd I was shot at. I saw many fall and died. And I played dead to survive. I was rescued by an Economic soldier who dragged me into a safe place. And for 2 nights and 3 days without food and water, with shots being heard, I said my last prayers, I thought, but I survived. Unfortunately, I did not make the boat. Some of our people are yet to be rehabilitated from the trauma they faced, especially during war. May we all stand for a moment to remember those whose lives were the ultimate sacrifice of the war and injustices. I thank you. You may be seated. And so as we migrate to a place for a better quality of life, we always retain hope to return home, our birthplace. There is no place like home. A sentiment that resonates with people from all walks of life. One that speaks to our most profound sense of belongings, our cultural values, with shared memories, a place where we can let our guards down, where we are most comfortable and most accepted. It took a while to accept that life will never be the same in Liberia, but one must adjust in hope for a better future. While waiting, Liberians in the diaspora pursued better life by attaining higher education, businesses, partnerships, and learning good governance. And so we decided to take our expertise home and improve our country. Ladies and gentlemen, may I represent all Liberians today and say thank you to all other countries, especially the United States, who took us in and made us a part of their homeland, and accepted us as permanent residents and citizens through resettlement programs, diversity visas, and others, and allowing us to enjoy the freedom according to the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. The freedom to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, the freedom from slavery and torture, the freedom of opinion and expression, and discrimination, the right to work and education, the freedom to a free and fair trial, and especially Article 14 of the UDHR that gives us the right to seek and enjoy asylum from persecution, and if I may add, if innocent. Let me elaborate on the topic, the Liberian Diaspora, social economic engine for development in Liberia. Liberians' push for dual citizenship is to promote more moral, social, political, and economic change in Liberia. There is a need for diversified, innovative ideas and for a more structural and functioning society. There should be an ongoing process for the development of any country. We had the experience of the last regime of people who worked with great expertise. There is no intention for subjugation. We know that the locals of our brothers and sisters back home, we have a natural fear. It's only normal because we do have fear too, sometimes. But we still need to work together. I have seen my colleagues go and come and have some real disappointment of not being accepted back home. But I also urge you, diaspora Liberians, to go with a mind of respect and humility to our people, respecting our culture. Through my research, I learned that dual citizenship will positively impact Liberia by contributing to national development and by promoting investment. It will allow qualified Liberians to exercise their expertise and technical know-how. The country can significantly benefit from the untapped economic potential of Liberians living in diaspora through capacity building, investment partnerships, through remittances of money, skills, and knowledge to boost economic development. However, we can only apply policies and programs to incentivize Liberians to participate in national development. For example, I learned that Kenya and Nigeria received over 1.758 billion and 10.045 billion as diaspora remittances after the respective countries formulated policies to attract the diasporas. Increasing remittances could reduce aid dependency and enable the country to be self-sufficient. And so before putting policies that attracted development and policies through diasporans instead of limiting their participation in homeland activities, these countries received 538 million and 1.063 billion, respectively. I did not tell you that dual citizenship benefited the respective countries instead of limiting diasporans' participation in homeland activities. But let me inform you of some of the development diaspora Liberians have made to the country. I also learned that about 30 million cash a day or month go to Liberia because we love our people and we want to help. But that excludes humanitarian work. The medical mission Liberia consists of Liberians who are medical practitioners and other volunteer citizens worldwide who just returned from Liberia. They contributed the amount of $2.2 million worth of medical equipment, drugs, and not to mention the free medical services. The Grand Junior Association just donated incubators for our premature babies. A queen from the Lima County Association is building an orphanage compound which she calls Royal Home in Carisburg. I have adopted an orphanage of 29 children for about 8 years, providing scholarships and other needed essential items. I raised $18,000 through the Kofa Foundation and went to Liberia right after the Ebola to help victims, especially children who were victims. The All Liberian Diaspora Women Organization, ADO, which I'm a co-founder of, and Aisha Howard, my good friend sitting over there, have contributed and is contributing scholarships to underprivileged children. She also runs a technology school in Liberia. The Yucatan Association provides hand pump water pumps to neighborhoods in Liberia. The United Liberian Association, ULAC, has ongoing projects. And not forgetting our friends and neighbors we partner with to do humanitarian and business work in Liberia. UNICO, an organization built a women empowerment center in Limba. Sano Association, in partnership with Taylor University, built a resource center in Sino County, just to name a few. And so I want to thank the legislatures, our code, especially Honorable Ajibo Bernard, Mr. Liberian Diaspora, and other legislators who never give up on clarifying who a Liberian is. I want to take this moment to also thank the President, George Weah, who lived in the diaspora for some time and understood that once a Liberian, always a Liberian. Thanks to the President and the people for removing gender discrimination from the nationality law, which has allowed many from being stateless and deprived of rights. As a mother, I can my son, an American citizen, is also a Liberian citizen. This amendment of the law is a step forward. We look forward to more relatable ones. I am a Liberian, born and raised in Liberia. My father is a born Liberian from the Kru tribe. My mother is a Liberian Kru tribe, but her father is a Sierra Leonean. Her great-grandfather, a Nigerian, migrated to Sierra Leone. But I can explain all this to someone. Anyone listening to people say, you are a Liberian. Liberia is my birthplace, and we, all of us here, are citizens of the world. And so what's next? Do we need to explain to any Liberian who we are? Changes happening in the legislature. Can we get jobs based on our qualifications rather than where we visit and stay? Can we get jobs based on our qualifications rather than where we visit and stay? I thank you.
Give me a love, I'm a I be a man, I say, don't worry. And we go there together. I say, bang. Give me a love, I'm a I be a man, I say, don't worry. And we go there together. Yeah, you got
When Honorable Emmanuel Wetty held the very first dual citizenship program, it was a conference, it was held in Maryland, D.C. area, in my constituency. I was present, and when the all Liberian the All Liberian Diaspora Conference. John Lloyd, also former president of the Maryland, D.C. Metro LC Association. He was the chair for that conference. Extremely successful, and on the top of the agenda was dual citizenship. And I will say that Eminem and I went back and forth because I wanted it all. I did not want to be a Liberian who is second class, as we looked at it at the time. But he pressed on and pushed this bill all the way through. And I humbly congratulate you and welcome you to the podium to celebrate your achievement. It went over years and years and years of activism, working hard, visiting Liberian Congress people, visiting presidents from Ellen Johnson time all the way to George Weah's time. And we are here.
Thank you, Dad. Let me say that thank you very much for the opportunity, because we went ahead fighting. Yeah, it was not an easy thing. But one thing that I learned in advocacy, those that criticize you, they give you good answers. Yes. Listen to your critics. Yes. You will find something. She was right. Even as we celebrate today, we all know that this is just a legislative achievement. The real thing is constitutional, and that's where the case came from. And I want to say thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So I'll make it very short and quick. I gotta get my phone with me. Yeah, I'm holding the mic. All right. Just give us the time. We want to say thank you to everybody. Many people see my face for the dual citizenship. It's only because I'm the person that can accept the insult and insult. That's the only reason why you see my face. But let me start with Philip. This man you see in the Washington. This man started in 2005. He wrote the first article. And at the time, it was not the position of ULA. And because of that, ULA went apart. Otherwise, he did not make it for the second term. He was so frustrated that we couldn't understand. I was the vice president. And when I took over from Arthur Washington, 10,000 Liberians were on the floor to be deported. And I said, I will not do dual citizenship while my boy being deported. So I forgot about dual citizenship and went to immigration. And I'm very thankful today that we have a John Law and other people that bring on TPS, DED, and not getting the green card. And we are very happy with that. This is Mr. Law. Mr. Law said, in fact, his father with Bandy Warner, they started the full dual citizenship effort. And I remember the father telling me they wanted that girl talking to their friends, and their friends would not understand what the whole idea for. The woman came by and said, for them. So these are people that have been, since 2005, after Washington, 2012, you get John Law, then you get Willie Camara. Willie Camara has been since 2005.
And I want to say thank you very much. Let me look here for the 2012 people. Our man, Chairman and give a special thanks to the national ministry from Australia. And the Liberian application for change, you have made a tremendous impact since you joined this whole effort. Thank you. So I'll do it real quick. So when it comes to organizations, I see Don Dennis. Mr. Dennis, still doesn't embarrass you. When we started the DJ effort, Prince Johnson said he would never sign. He said he would never sign. Because of the effort, the kind of work that he did, Prince Johnson signed the bill that passed the law. I want to say thank you for that. We got one special person, Councillor Ashiba Bonan. I don't want to talk much because I don't think we'll go home with that. Keep talking for this man. This man started with us way back in for the day after Washington 2005 coming down. He was always in the background. Always. At all time. And he made everything possible. When the Liberian House and Senate could not agree, he made it possible through the direct instruction of President William. So let me want to give a word to people. We tried to, this thing people have used their financial thing. Want to call in our co-chairman, Kingston from Europe. And I will ask Dr. Tyler Mayor to please for his
Tyler Mayor, please go put a scarf on your neck, please. The American call it scarf. I don't know how the Liberian boy call it. Sash. Some other people call it scarf. It's always a Liberian. Let's pull it around. We got no penny.
Because of time, we're not reading this, but we want to thank you. Man from Europe. This man did something, I just can't believe it. We come to Ghana and bring a music from the Border Library. I couldn't make it. I called him from Europe. He went down on the Monday, he came back on the Wednesday.
You drove in.
Okay, yes, Border Library. Thank you. Some people will get a walk here. Some people will get a walk because you got it in the past. So we just continue.
Thank you,
Some people will get a walk. Want to call in Tonga is not here, so we not waste the time. You know, the people say you can be moving the shit. It will not go well until you have the women in. When they get inside, everything you demonstrate and just go well. So at this time, we want to call in the honor of Dr. Abdul King of Tonga. And we call the last one.
Yes, sir.
capture the atmosphere with just what it is. This award is from 2019. No, you know what this is from 2019 Liberian Award. Okay. Act of volunteers. Come and double ringing. Yeah. She one of the silent supporters who always give donations. Yeah. Put it around. He's the president of the coalition of Liberian in Southwest America, from the Texas area to you want to honor someone that made history. Dr. George Toto. George Toto. Twice you were addressed in the Great Senate on citizenship. As chairman of the board of directors.
She's the only person that is getting a second award. She got it before, so that. I'm also the want to call in ambassador. Can you come up? And as the U.S. Vice President, so please, this is this man. You see the All African Conference, the African from Australia, and what is the president of the Liberian African for Change? We want to call you here for the work and then ask the husband.
Sweet, sweet, that's our people. Now for
I want to honor both of them together because they find the roots. You don't want to have anything, so before you can come up and be honored together. I will take one for the woman. The president of NAFTA, please collaborate too great. This man lost his U.S. presidency because it wasn't shit. He was so frustrated with us that he retired from it because of the whole manufacturing. Collaborate too great. Man, 2005 is here. Thank you.
Everybody, for me, let me pass you home, looking for my friend.
up to us, the great president is here.
Representing president. What a president always
we ask Dr. Raymond to please collaborate with the
Baby, give me your love. Give me your love. Ay, ay, ay. Here we go. Party was cool, sir. Oh, we are. Oh, Sally, oh, we are.
Councilor Bronsky Briggs, MSG, UNA Vice President Grant. The First Lady of UNA to please collaborate these people.
That's how love goes sometimes. That's how love goes sometimes. When you love for somebody, I love for somebody else we don't know. You my baby. You my honey, my sweetie peaty. I love you when I don't want to lose you, my queen. Don't listen to them. I will not try about. Primo cao, money be mayo. I repeat, primo cao, money be mayo. Ay ay ay, there we go. Chicken sakuma, 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 sakuma. Do it, Colombo, do it. Colombo, do it. Bolo, 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 bolo. Tomorrow I am going home. Tomorrow I am going home. Baby.
You see the man in the corner there, Lasana? He's the tailor, special made. He did these things for us with the help of Alpha Company. So I wanted to thank you. Like I mentioned to you all, there were some people among us, they supported us in a way of directing us in the right manner. Even though we couldn't see each other eye to eye, but we believe that, look, because of what they told us, we're on the right track. And Dr. Reed, the one, yeah.
Now you.
Professor Red, so with eyes coming up. They're going to give grace to please.
There are times in life when you feel you can't go on, and everything
Beverly, we want to recognize you for supporting us, and thank you for everything. So we're trying to wrap this up. At this time, we will ask the ULA president to come up. Mr. Kamara is currently the president of ULA. And we started this journey in 2005. In addition to Anthony Cassidy, President Kamara is a general who went on the field to participate in the war. He joined me in Liberia for Happy Day. 40 days advocating. I want to say thank you, Mr. President. And under your leadership, we got work leadership, and we know that you are already signed the other country voting and the constitutional change of the voting. We want to tell you thank you for your leadership and everything. I would read this one myself. It says that all Liberian conference on dual citizenship, once a Liberian, always a Liberian leadership award is presented to Shehu Kamara, President of ULA, for your unrelenting and consistent support. Once on Liberian, always on Liberian. Mr. President, it's an honor to see that a man who says something all right. The big guest of honor, the reason why we are here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the hour. This is the time. DJ, give us something good. What happened there comes the light? Okay. This man been working with us from the back since 2005. He's currently the legal advisor to the president. He was very instrumental in making sure the law passed. So, President, we are. George Mano, we are. Thank you. Who signed this thing on the 22nd of July last year. So at this time, DJ, we want to welcome in our special guest.
I learned the people say not yet, but you jumping the gun.
Yeah, go ahead.
You jump. Hold on.
Okay, sorry. All right. We had the introduction.
Oh man, it goes the jumping the gun, brother.
Yes, go quickly. Introduce quick.
So, ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome. I want to introduce the chief of honorees. Comfort. My own woman herself, she's right there. She said she don't need no introduction. So let me give her the mic so she can do herself, please, all right?
Thank you.
My brother was jumping the gun.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, ma'am.
My name is Comfort Pierre Aitoka, the founder of Liberian Advocacy for Change. Liberian Advocacy for Change is one of the partners of ACOR. ACOR has 7 partners. I know when the partners are being listed, they don't reach at the end. They say, etc., etc. So most time we are on the etc. I thought we are talking up. He named them and he said etc. So we are the etc. Yeah. So I am honored to introduce our guest honoree. And you know, many of us made trips to Liberia to meet with lawmakers and lobbying for this dual citizenship. I was one of those that were fortunate to go to Liberia. And being in Liberia, the phone always had to be open because you were receiving instructions from abroad, who to meet and who was being difficult and who you needed to work on. And Mr. Bernard, he's on the ground. He was pointing out, you go this place, when I call comfort, I hear the senator is very difficult. Go and meet with this senator. The following morning, we will go and find the senator. So, when you go to visit Mr. Bernard, you reach his house, the first thing you have to ask for a glass of water. Because the stairs are so steep, you out of breath when you first get there. But then you will sit and you will relax, and then you'll start he's a strategist. He actually is. He tells you what to do when you're in Monrovia, who to meet, what to say, and I mean, that works. That works. So I am honored to be up here to introduce Archie Fitzherbert Bernard, 69 years old, Wambui Kahama Bernard, and their union is blessed with 2 daughters. However, Councilor Bernard also has 6 other children, 1 daughter and 5 sons from previous relationships. He is educated as a master mechanic, engineer, business administrator, and is a lawyer. His previous work history includes being manager of YES, Y-E-S, Transport. For the older people in this room, I'm sure you know about YES Transport on the Johnson Road. Woman Tommy Bernard and his aunt were a YES Transport in Monrovia. Project manager of World Food Program, Liberia. He was also project manager of the United Methodist Committee on Relief and United Nations International Civil Servant at the United Nations International Criminal Tribunal for Rwanda. Councilor Bernard's public service positions include Secretary General, Constitutional Advisory Assembly, member of the Interim National Assembly, Senior Senator, Macerado County, and currently legal advisor to the President of Liberia with a primary focus on the President's legislative agenda, legal and public policy issues. Social activities include being the former president of the Invincible 11, i.e. The records are there. Invincible 11 and Association, former Federation of Transport Union Chairman, and former advisor to the Liberian Marketing Association,
Yes.
and a lifelong member of the St. Thomas Episcopal Church, Monrovia. His hobbies are swimming, reading, and mentoring young students to complete their education. He lives by the motto, do no harm, and good never lost. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming a far-sighted, die-hard advocate of dual citizenship in the Republic of Liberia, Councilor Archibald Fitzherbert Bernard.
Success.
wonderful time tonight. Listen, there is more to come.
Get a man in my
Get in the back, get in the back.
Talk here. Talk here.
Why you protesting?
Protest your what?
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, real quick, give us your undivided attention, please. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I want to say thank you. I want to call Commissioner Aisha and our partners, the female, please come. All the partners, the female. At the top of we would like to please read. You know, Richard? Thank you for joining us here. This man, I don't want to talk much. I want to go home. But he's a down-to-earth person. He's a very good person. By his heart, by his behavior, everything. You know, besides his government provision, he's a down-to-earth person. Councilor, we want to honor you. Thanks for your family, the children, everything that you can do for us. The generation yet unborn, I remember you. Thank you.
The All-Liberian Conference on Dual Citizenship Backlog. Once a Liberian, always a Liberian. Lifetime Advocacy Award is presented to Councilor Archibald F. Bernard, legal advisor to the President of Liberia, for your unraveling and consistent support for once a Liberian, always a Liberian, advocacy for the natural-born Liberian with dual citizenship and those born of Liberian heritage in the diaspora. And thank you.
Thank you all very much.
Good evening. Standing on all established protocols, I'd like to say a big thank you to the All Liberia Conference on Dual Citizenship, and also to all the partners affiliated with EULA in this endeavor. I'd like to thank you all for this honor. It is indeed something that my family and I will cherish all the days of our lives. I'm reminded of what my grandmother used to always say in her Sunday prayers. Your delay is not your denial. I'm reminded of the story of Joseph, the son of Jacob, who God made a promise to. But over a decade, promise still was not fulfilled. Until in the end, God's promise came true, and he made Jacob
a Joseph even a better person for a whole lot of people. And his work saved generations. I'm reminded of the fact that I have 8 sisters, and some of their husbands are foreigners. I reminded of the fact that I have 3 daughters, and their husbands could be foreigners. I'm reminded of the fact that in part of the blessing of our family is in the land of our inheritance. And I'm reminded of the fact that to ensure that our children who were born elsewhere, who had inalienable rights elsewhere, stood to being at risk of losing their birthright. So we had to create a living trust, and our children became the beneficiaries of that trust, just to avoid these unconstitutional, unjust laws that discriminated against our people based on their sex or who one of their parents or where they were born. And so my interaction with the All Liberia Conference on Dual Citizenship was born of partly self-interest. Because, truth be told, I'm blessed because in our family, the women are in fact the backbone of our family. And our mothers were always self-actualizing and feminists. And they told us to make sure that, our sisters were on equal par with us, and similarly to empower our daughters. And so this work was also part of our personal quest. And Sister Mary Bro, she and I went to CWA together. She first told me about the work of the All Liberian Citizen. And over the years, I followed Wetty, and sometimes I would listen to their approach, and I would predict, this is not going to work. Because I was fortunate enough to be a senator once, and I helped to write the rules of the legislature. And most of those rules still exist today. And so one day after I had retired from the UN, and my wife being a lawyer and assigned to headquarters in New York, I got a call from Brother Wetty and some of the other members of the All Liberia Conference on Dual Citizenship. And we decided, okay, let's do this strategy differently. There was this ongoing case in the Supreme Court where a young Liberian had decided to challenge this unconstitutional law. I think all of us remember that case, Alvin T. Shallow. And so we got into action, and we helped to sponsor him to come to Liberia, and we introduced him to good lawyers, and so the process started. And I know from experience that the law sometimes can be like government money. It's slow, but it's sure. And so we worked it. Yes. And we worked it, and we followed the process until it got to the Supreme Court. And there we found a friend in the justices of the Supreme Court, where they went further than ruling that these laws in the Alien and Nationality group of laws, these laws were unconstitutional and were void ab initio. But also they went further that if in fact anyone would ever try to challenge your citizenship of Liberia, such individual must first have to show standing. That means how would they be affected by you enjoying the rights and privileges as a Liberian citizen? And so the door was open. And in our exuberance and zeal, we went for broke with the constitutional amendment with regards to Article 28 to remove that or last sentence in the first or part which mandates a Liberian who acquires Liberian citizenship by virtue of one parent being a foreigner, or when they reach age of majority or maturity, then they have to decide. We still feel that that provision needs to be removed from the Constitution through an amendment process. And so, one day, President Weah said to me, he said, you know, it's funny, but yeah, I'm president, I'm a crewman, I'm natural born, and one of my sons, because he was born in America, or when he comes to Liberia, he has to have a visa. How? So he said, look, we have to do something about this. So that's your era. You get together with the right people and make it happen. And so we started the legislative quest, where we went first with the resolution, and we got the necessary endorsement from the sides of both houses, and went into the ballot. But there again, because we forgot our motto in the national anthem, which says that in union strong success is sure. We went to the polls divided, and I remember Wetty was home, and he was, very active in making sure, talking to the right people as usual. But then at the last minute, again, the old divide and, failure was the order of the day. But again, the scripture says your delay is not your denial. You see? And so we sat down and other heads together, as he said. We learned from all the criticism and the naysayers, and we decided, okay, let's go back to the law. Let's build on what the Supreme Court has said. And so we crafted this draft act. And there was another paradigm shift where instead of just lobbying just the legislatures, the ULA adopted the community outreach program. And that was the game changer. Because instead of, dealing with the common law practice in the legislature, we were bringing maternity beds to, depressed neighborhood clinics, and, hand pumps and solar lights. So our daughters now, instead of cowering in the corner, like it was in darkness, we now have the solar lights to study other things. It was very empowering. And it tended to erode the us against them phenomenon, which was the foundation of all the failures in the previous years. Fellow Liberians being afraid of the healthy competition. And in the meanwhile, while we were engaging in rancor and discord, other citizens from other places were enjoying all the benefits of Liberian citizenship. And so, by the help of God, even those who have first opposed the provision for the constitutional change in the referendum, they now became allies, because as many of them would say all the negative things about Wetty and his activity, he still engaged them. He still, encouraged them to come on board as Liberians. And eventually, we formed the group in the House of Representatives, and they came home, and Sister Comfort and the rest of them, they would come fly in and meet this person and meet that person. That was sustained pressure. And even on this side, they had a campaign going where you find out who was the relative of the speaker or the pro tem or the senator, and they will put pressure on him. But more than that, they identify with their development priorities. And this helped to turn the tide. So that on that fateful voting day, there were 25 senators present. And the vote was 23 for, and 2 abstained. So we thank God for that. Thank God. So what's next? What's next is Article 28. Article 28, we must change that last sentence to read, once a Liberian, always a Liberian. That is the goal. What next is that the amended Alien and Nationality Law, you all in the diaspora have a duty to disseminate it, to make a public awareness every day, to hold it that the only document more holier than thou is the Holy Bible and the Constitution of Liberia, to teach it to our children. Only then will the naysayers now come around to be partners in this endeavor. The timeline, if we choose to have a referendum, is 2026 to address the change we want in Article 28. So we have time. We have to remember that this is more than just being a Liberian. This is about economic empowerment. This is about leveraging the good that you have here to help to build your country, our country. This is what it's all about. We even have now the Fullers who are advocating to be the new recognized national tribe. You see? So the opportunity is also there for the diaspora, which you could consider to be another tribe, because now we are the Jews and the Decembrists. And we have within us the economic, the educational, the competence, the wherewithal to bring it back to Liberia. I will encourage all of you, lastly, to get your Liberian passport. The space is open now. The regulations have been approved. There are 20 or so new consulars opening all day. You see, to connect with the All Liberia Conference on Dual Citizenship. If you have questions, pose it to them. They will ponder and give you the right answer and the guidance. Remember, in union strong, success is sure. We cannot fail. Thank you.
Yeah, give it back 1 second, yes? 1 second. Give it back.
Want to close it out. There are some people that are here to be honored. That Eminent Cassidy Kuni and the Afak Tonga is not here. This is that Afak, very helpful. They are very helpful in the whole thing, all of the printing and
everything from 2012 after this is the war and during the hymn will go to you know, you need the house of the LAP president, the first female president, even though you just but a few hours that you join us, and based on what the councilor just mentioned, a new assignment will be depending on you. So until you can start, we'll honor you for a job. So after everybody out there, thank you. I think I'm wrong. If I'm missing anybody, we did watch it before this thing, 200. If I want to get one, just let me know. This is one for that. This is a souvenir. Take Bobby, thank you very much. You watch it. I can see it. Thank you very much. Bobby, come along to us. Want to recognize everything that you put in.
And I'm wondering if it's promise.
I think that
my program is the guy.
Yeah, no problem. I'll give you. If I miss anybody, Mr. President, anybody that not missing anybody, I want to tell you back what I'm not missing nobody. I thank you all, and may God bless everybody. And the problem, this is a program. Yeah, we have 2 million in the State Department. This is how powerful we are to see the privilege that you see, the State Department, the U.S., not State Department, the U.S. State Department. You know, back home when we hear the U.S. State Department, with a tremor. Well, we want to recognize you people for coming and the opportunities for you. You want to make any remark. And Kofi, any one of your guests, you know, they have the opportunity to make a remark.
The other program, I think you're jumping the gun. You're jumping the gun. Ladies and gentlemen, real quick,
Time is fast spent. At this junction, I would like to invite my dear brother and friend, my uncle, Miss Honorable Shehu Kamara. Please help and welcome Honorable Shehu Kamara, please. Please. And listen to me real quick. Listen. Ladies and gentlemen, time is fast spent. I believe I was informed we got to be out of here by 12. So when you come to the podium, I understand. Please, with all due respect, at least.
Thank you. Thank you. My beautiful wife, the chairman of the National Board of Directors, members of the National Leadership Council, our honored guests, eminent person here, and of course, former leaders of EULA. This will be one of the shortest speeches I will ever make. The dual citizenship celebration speaks to what camaraderie, collaboration, and partnership can achieve. We've come a long way. We've achieved an act that reconcile us back to our country. Now it is time for us to do the work. Our critics and those who have diverted or don't agree with the dual citizenship principles, we want you to help us to make our country whole so that we can impact the social economic development of Liberia. Thank you, and God bless.
Mr. President, you are in history.
What name?
Yes.
Mr. Eric.
Eric Warner.
Eric Warner, yeah.
What, how you spell pronounce the name?
What not?
Now we would like to have some of our guests. We ask Mr. Eric Womack to please join us. And he is he's from the Office of Public Diplomacy, Public Affairs at the State Department.
Thank you very much. Unfortunately, as a U.S. diplomat, I'm not allowed to make such a short speech as my predecessor. I'm very honored to be here with you today to talk about America's relationship with Liberia. Despite that opening sentence, I promise I will keep it fairly short. First, I'd like to thank Stan Straughter, Chairman of the African and Caribbean Business Council of Greater Philadelphia. I'd like to congratulate Councilor Bernard, the Chief Honoree, and all of the friends from the All Liberian Conference on Dual Citizenship for inviting me today. Esteemed colleagues on the dais, ladies and gentlemen, for Nicole Peacock, my colleague, and I, thank you very much for honoring us by inviting us to be here today. Earlier today, Ms. Peacock and I were able to visit the African Immigrant Health Program in Africatown. This program that was sponsored by the African Cultural Alliance of North America, ACANA, which I learned was founded by Jofi Jabeta 25 years ago. It was very, very impressive. The community programs that focus on women's health and ending poverty are essential, and the fact that this one happens to be diaspora-led, that makes it even more so. So thank you to ACANA for everything that you do and for making lives better. As those of you here tonight know, the United States and Liberia have a long and special relationship. We have been partners for over 200 years, and our relationship is based on shared values of democracy, human rights, economic opportunity. I'm thrilled to be with you to celebrate tonight Liberian government's decision to allow Liberians to keep their citizenship even after attaining American citizenship. Dual citizenship is something that is special for the United States and something that we have recognized for many years. For us, dual citizenship represents Americans' multicultural heritage, and it's a recognition that our citizens still remember their homelands while honoring their adopted home here in the United States. With the Liberian government's recent decision, you can now be Liberian American. Congratulations. I hope some of you were able to follow us in December when the United States celebrated our partnership with Africa in the United States-Africa Leaders Summit. The U.S.-Africa Leaders Summit was a great opportunity for us to reaffirm our commitment to Liberia and to discuss ways to deepen our partnership. President Weah offered an inspiring speech. In it, he talked about the challenges Liberia is facing, but he also talked about the great potential of your country. He said Liberia is a land of opportunity and that he was committed to building a better future for his people. The United States shares President Weah's commitment to building a better future for Liberia. We're committed to partnering with Liberia to overcome your challenges and to realizing Liberia's full potential. We work with the Liberian government to improve governance, strengthen the rule of law, combat corruption, and promote economic growth. We also work to improve education and to improve health care. And we won't stop there. We will continue working to promote peace and security in Liberia, too. We support the Liberian government's efforts to combat terrorism and to prevent the spread of violent extremism by strengthening Liberia's security forces and helping them respond to natural disasters and other emergencies. We do this because we know that a strong and prosperous Liberia is in the best interests of both Liberia and the United States. We're committed to working together to make that happen. We're also committed to Liberia's success. We believe that Liberia has the potential to be a prosperous and democratic country, and we want to continue being Liberia's partner to realize your potential. This may be the shortest speech ever by a State Department diplomat. So thank you for inviting me tonight. I appreciate your honoring us by being here. I look forward to seeing you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Aaron. At this junction, I would like to invite Ms. Nicole Picnic, Senior Advisor. Baker. Baker. Nicole Baker. Baker. You not speaking? Thank you very much.
So we would like to just recognize Nicole Peacock. If you just stand up, I know you're not speaking. Thank you. From State Department in Washington, D.C. And now we would also like to invite the State Representative, Carol Kazim. You want to come behind? Sure, I'll explain.
Thank you. First and foremost, I just want to say thank you so much to everyone here on this head table for inviting me. I am honored to be here, but I'm going to tell you why I'm honored to be here. But first and foremost, I'm sorry, I have to come around. I know we're on a time schedule.
No, go ahead, man.
Give me 2 minutes. Let me tell you how proud and honored I am proud to say Madam President. Madam President. That is a beautiful thing. Honorable Kamara, thank you so much for everything. I wish you nothing but success in your position. I know you will continue to do well for everyone and for all Liberians. Thank you so much. Chief, Council, that's what we call our elders, Chief. On behalf of the House of Representatives of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, we welcome you and thank you. And please tell President Weah that I'm going to stop bothering him, but I need him to throw me on a dual citizenship. So tell him to answer his phone. Thank you. I just want to say a few things, and I know there was a young representative that was here earlier and mentioned something about coming out and actually supporting it and going back home. Now, I'm just going to give you a little 1-minute background because I know he has me on a time schedule. So, on my mother's side, they're actually Nigerian, right? And I'm the first, well, not just only the first black woman, but also the first African and only African that actually represent this entire state of Pennsylvania. With that, the reason why I brought that up was because about a few years ago, I was sitting on my couch, and I was sitting there and I kept saying, because I'm an activist, so I do a lot of, humanitarian services across the globe, combating global poverty. And I was sitting there and something said to do something in Liberia. Now, I just said my roots was in Nigeria, so I didn't forget about my Niger people there. But something said do something in Liberia. And I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know how I was going to start. But I knew I worked with so many people that were Liberian. I knew I had many Liberian friends. And I didn't tell any of them what I was going to do. Something just said, start connecting with pastors that were there. Start connecting with, a lot of the different schools. And I was telling Madam President and my guy here, thank you so much. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much. And I was sitting there and I was telling them how one of the things that I noticed that was a barrier was the education. And for me, and just based off of my background, I know that was something that was very big in my family, but I didn't have that opportunity. So what I said was I was going to partner with schools to give every child a free education. So at first it started with 20 children, 50 children, 100 children, then 300, and now I'm at 5,000. So that was a beautiful, beautiful thing. And
we were able to have free programs, free food programs. So we went to Bond County, I'm over there in Markeby, Monrovia, and I think I'm in Lima. I'm trying to get the names, but I know I'm there. So with that, the goal and the reason why I did it, first and foremost, I always take everything up to God, was because what we're talking about now, the dual citizenship. And what I found out was that a lot of times when you do come over, you cannot get your passport over there either. So the goal was to at least help the youth become lawyers, become doctors, to be able to put money in their hands for skilled trade jobs while they're home. Invest in your community. That is the goal. So they don't have to worry about running here and running there. They can invest and build Liberia up. So the reason why I'm saying that is support the youth back at home and remember your family at home. I have never stepped my foot in Liberia, believe it or not. I'm supposed to this year. She actually just asked me, are you still going to Liberia? I was supposed to, but COVID hit. So, but we're going now. We are. So I do have partners there that I make sure everything is done right so the kids and everybody thinks they're doing well. But I will step my foot in there. But I will say this, please. Whatever you do, just remember the children there. And I know you guys are doing a wonderful job. So on behalf of all of the youth, on behalf of the millions of Liberians that are not here, I'm saying thank you for stepping up and for all the work you guys have been doing. Because the kids will ask me all the time at 4 a.m. in the morning because I forgot about the time difference. They'll be calling me on WhatsApp. So they always say, what is the people doing there in America? They working. I don't know wherever they doing, but they working. They got you. So, you know, but trust me, they are grateful. I'm grateful. I'm honored. I'm happy to see Liberians putting themselves on the map. That is what you guys deserve. It's been a long time coming. So thank you so much for having me here. And again, I'm here. If anybody needs to talk, I'll be here for a few more minutes because I got kids. But please, if you need me, I'm here to partner, and I can't wait. I'm eager to partner. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And now we want to quickly introduce, welcome again to give brief remarks, Stanley Strutter, who is the chairman of the African Caribbean Council. Okay, we already recognized you and thank you. And now we calling for the voter things.
Do we have somebody from the Liberian embassy before we call on James Quinn? No? Real quick, I want to give this opportunity to mine. To call James Quinn.
Okay, so we want to call who? He's here? Oh, John Sambara Sengwe is psychotherapist and university lecturer. Can you please, he is with the state, city and township with the government here in the Pennsylvania area, right? We're all from Montana.
Thank you. First thing, I'm not John. My name is Mazangi Daluva Besamata from Malasingwe. Yeah, I don't have an identity crisis. I'm an African. I'm 100% Besama Taluva Masangi Kambala Sende. Okay? And this is a good job. This is a good opportunity. I say this because I've been in this country for some time now. I've worked in the school districts in Philadelphia, in Baltimore, in Washington, D.C., in Delaware, in Glendive, Montana, and in Minneapolis, Minnesota. But because I'm here, I was deprived a lot of responsibilities back in Africa. I cannot be teaching like in Montana, northwestern United States, all white kids, but I don't have that same privilege to teach kids from Cumberland, where I come from, in Lofa County. Thank you to the team, and the reason why I am so thankful is To Mr. Wetty, just 1 minute. Wetty and I come from high school days, from Booker Washington Institute. And I know who he is. He does not just have 2 legs, he is a human being. Thank you today. I sat with my girls and told them that they are Liberian Americans for the first time. Thank you, Councillor Bernard and the government of the Republic of Liberia, that today we can be proud to say we are Liberian Americans. As some of us retire in the next couple of months or years, we have a place to go. We go back to the Lofa Community College or Lofa University and teach. We will not be teaching in Montana anymore. We'll be teaching in Vanjama. Thank you, and let us move on to make Liberia a better place. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Singlet, for all the work you've done here, and looking forward to you going to Liberia after retirement to continue your work. And now we will call on, is David Banto here? If he's not, we move on to ask James Quayan, who is chairman of the board of LAC. Please give the vote of thanks.
Thank you very much. Tonight we had a wonderful time, I believe. When I was in school, Liberia, in grade school, my civics books written by A. Doris Bank Henrys. In the prefix, it said, every child whose parents are citizens of Liberia is rich. You may not have a lot of money or property, but you have inherited something more important than money and property, and that's your heritage. Your heritage is Liberia. So I'm blessed to be a Liberian, now an American Liberian. On behalf of the conference, I want to thank all of you for coming. Our guests from the State Department, our state representative, our former presidents of ULA, members of the current leadership, former board chair, and all of you who made this day a grandiose success. Members of the board of directors of LAP, PA, I want to thank you for your support to this effort, and I pray that God will continue to bless us and guide us in this process. The communication people from LRTN, the Liberia Radio Television Network, thank you for covering this exercise. And Mr. Bofi Jabata and your team, you've always been there. We want to thank you for always doing this for the Liberian community. We'll continue to work with you. We'll continue to show our support so that together, as we meet here on September 16 for the ULA convention, I want to invite all of you. Mr. Kamara was commended for doing a good job. We are taking him back for a second term of office. We'll be asking for all of your support for the Liberian community in the Americas, and together we can do this. Thank you very much, and God bless.
Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate you. It's Reverend Boyman in the house. Reverend Boyman in the house for the benediction. He left? All right. Can we have somebody to the prayer? I wasn't told how to say the prayer, but bless you. Thank you for everything that you've done for God's Christ. Thank you very much. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Listen, real quick. I want to have the Grand March led by somebody who is very powerful in doing Grand March. Some old didn't go to Catholic school, wasn't taught how to pray, so it's not bad. But real quick, I want somebody, you want to lead us in the Grand March? The Grand March? You? I don't know how to do Grand March.
Ask John Lloyd.
Mr. John Lloyd?
I would.
Mr. John Lloyd? I need a male and a female to lead us in the Grand March tonight. No, they don't?
No, what else will do is that Grand March?
Yeah, that's Grand March. Don't let them minute. I want to talk to you, man. Don't worry about it. Mr. Eminem Watson? It's by your bedtime. Joy? It's John Lloyd in the house. Listen, we are here till 1 o'clock in the morning. Somebody just said it's past their bedtime. All right, DJ, if nobody wants to be up in the same house, play the music for us. Let's go. Thank you for coming.
You're only here till 12 o'clock tonight, not 1 o'clock. 12 o'clock.
I was just informed that we are here at 12 o'clock in the morning. So we have about 30 minutes to have fun, party, and enjoy. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for coming.